We're just gonna film like this.
Film off.
Film off.
Yeah, if you're gonna film off, you gotta point the camera towards me. Inception. Self-forward Inception.
I can wait. There we go. Take that, Robbie. My shots have better quality than yours.
Alright, I'm done.
Okay, there we go.
That'll be our
Robbie and I.
pre-show entertainment. Everybody, welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I am Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, happy November. Happy belated Halloween. Happy to so many things. How are you tonight, my friend?
I am happy that it was Halloween, yes, because I got to eat a lot of candy.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, I mean, just a tremendous All Hallows Eve, and I hope that you folks at home had a great Halloween, whether you were eating candy, giving candy out, taking kids out trick-or-treating, going trick-or-treating yourself, for all I know. I don't know.
Or stuffing your own face with candy, because that's how you do it.
Exactly. I mean, that's how you roll, man. And hopefully, however you spent your Halloween Eve, hopefully it was a good time. And, another Halloween is in the books officially. So, we're very excited about tonight's episode. Before we get into the episode, obviously, we want to send a shout out, as always, to our sponsors, Zion Organizing and Wes Woodson. Definitely two big fans and friends of the show, as always, and always appreciate their support. And their support not just of this show, but of the Sports Blitz as well. And also, the artist formerly known as Marvel at the Movies, but I heard through the grapevine that there may be some changes coming to Marvel at the Movies.
Yes.
So I'm just going to leave it right there unless
we
there's
won't get
anything more
into
you
it.
want to say.
But I will say we are, just for kind of a quick preview, we are going to actually change our name, our title of our show, if you will.
Yeah, well, I kind of gave that away, I think, with my previous statement. But...
That's good. So, among other things as well, actually, because we are going to try some new formats, I will say, too. So you won't just be seeing us on YouTube, but you might be hearing us other places as well. Yes. So,
by the way, new episode just came out within the last week.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I was just going to quickly explain to you guys. So we are still editing full episodes with the title and everything, but we're trying a new thing where we're actually going to do YouTube live streaming.
Do it live!
Yes, Bill O'Reilly.
Do it live!
And
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Do it. Okay, yeah, go ahead. You write it then. Yeah, Robbie's our new writer of our new show, so this is great.
Sorry, Doug. I'm taking over this ship now. I'm the captain now. I'm just throwing it.
I mean, you're on fire with the movie references. So.
Well, the first one was really a movie reference. That was just a TV show reference. But it is, your show does discuss TV shows and movies and stuff like that. So just gotta throw a whole bunch of hook, line, and sinkers in there.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get. I'll definitely you guys will see us. We're doing no format streaming, and then we'll actually still edit the episodes. So the streaming version is out now. But then we'll edit the full episode with all the bells and whistles and everything. That's going to come a little later. So
yeah.
New format.
There you go. So good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But yeah, so again, big shout out to Zion Organizing and Wes Woodson for the support of all three of our shows. And so tonight, listen, we're coming in hot with tonight's episode. And I mean, pun completely intended on that one, because for tonight's episode, we are going to dive into some hot takes. I mean, some takes that are, well, just hot in nature. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe a hot take other than it's just a take that's just very much out there, maybe against the grain, you know, whatever you want to call it, but...
You guys might hate us now, you know, after hearing these hot takes, you might be like, hey, Robbie and Kyle, those guys are jerks, you know, I don't agree with you. So we'll see.
Well,
see
they hate us because they ain't us, so, I mean, that's the bottom line. Yeah,
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed
Boom.
it. Nailed it.
All right. So, actually, what I wanted to do is, full disclosure, this was not actually my idea for an episode. I actually have to give the full episode credit to my buddy Kyle over here, which was a great episode idea, by the way. So, I actually wanted to have Kyle start us off with some of his hot takes. Again, these could be hot takes on anything. Any topic. Doesn't have to be sports. It could be just about anything. So, Kyle, let me hand the ball over to you, the invisible ball, and what kind of takes? What are some of the takes, I should say, that you want to get off your chest here tonight in front of our entire On a Couch Talking Sports audience?
All right, so I'm going to start off with in the movie realm, the movie/comic realm, if you will.
Yes.
I'm going to get so much heat for this.
It's okay.
But then
you can do it. You can do it. It's okay.
Okay.
Embrace the darkness. You weren't born into it, but you were molded by it.
This guy's on fire.
We should just keep a counter tonight of all. That should be my new thing. Like just for future episodes, is just to try to see how many times I could fit in a Kyle-esque line and just keep a count of each time.
I mean, you've been pretty good recently with that.
That should be my new gimmick. Comment below, folks, if you want to see me do a new gimmick where I just drop in puns just periodically and movie references.
Dishing it out, yeah.
Or you and I could even have a competition. I love the fact that we're just discussing episode content on air, but you and I could literally have like a ongoing competition to see who could drop the most puns and movie references during each episode.
And then there will only be one punning man. We'll see who the winner is. So yes, I love it. I love it. We're doing it. Okay. So, anyways, end brainstorming session.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for indulging us. Probably everybody clicked out of the episode after that whole after the whole riff. They're like, "What the heck are we doing? What the heck is this? Isn't On a Couch Talking Sports. This is just two guys just planning out their lives right here. What is happening?"
Much.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. Anyway, before I completely derail you, please go ahead. I'm just gonna be over here now.
Nice. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm going to get so much heat for this. No pun intended, by the way, because the movie I'm talking about is that. So, I personally think Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, is one of the best Marvel movies. And I know you're saying, boo, oh, this man sucks, oh, boo this man. Yeah, I know. It's not a work of art. I'm going to say this right now. Yes, it's the Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage, where he literally pees fire, and he he blows up like 5 cars on a highway using a flaming Jeep or whatever. Yes, it's that movie, guys. And I know you're thinking like, oh my god, the filming's so frantic and everything. Well, that's kind of what I like about it. I like the overall franticness about that movie. I think it's a really fantastic movie in that regard. Is it a work of art? Is it comparable to Godfather?
But hold on, can I ask you one question? Mm-hmm. Is it a Fantastic Four movie? One for me.
This guy. Yeah. Just gonna give you some points over here for that one, yeah. That's good. Alright, wow. Keep them coming, Robbie. I'm waiting for them. But it's funny, they're actually the flaming guy too in the Fantastic Four, but anyway, that's a whole other story.
But see, here's the thing. I really don't mean to keep derailing the episode. sewed, but like I just after I do them, I feel this immense sense of shame and just like corniness in my soul for doing it. But yet then I'm so perfectly tuned to it that like I just gotta do it. I gotta go for it. You
See,
know?
that shame, Robbie, translates into just like sheer epicness and just the ability of you being proud of yourself. That's what you're really saying. So
that's right.
Yeah, the shame turns into triumph. That's how I look.
Triumph over tragedy, man. That makes no sense. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, yes, you're asking. Well, you mean you prefer Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance to Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, actually, I do. I would actually rather watch Ghost Rider over Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, but Guardians of the Galaxy is the best Marvel movie. Yeah, I don't care. I prefer Ghost Rider. That's just my thing. Sorry.
Again, it's a hot take, man.
Hot take. I just think it's a more enjoyable movie.
It's okay.
And you know, like I said, it's not The Godfather. It's not comparable to like a movie like The Godfather or
I've never actually seen The Godfather.
You should. If you want to see a really, really good movie, that's like way up there. But you know what? In the sheer amount of just fun and visceral, just like action that it delivers, and just the overall humor, and I think it really knocks it out of the park for me. I think it's a great movie. It's kind of like a nice grindhouse superhero movie, which we don't really get a lot of. And I wish more movies kind of stood out like that, honestly, in the superhero genre. So, especially, this is kind of coming from me, too, who's getting a little bit tired of superhero movies. I know. That's also another bit of a hot take. I get it. But, so it's kind of
2 and 1 right there by Kyle.
Yeah. For me, Ghost Rider just stands out, though. I just like it, and I think Nicolas Cage is hilarious. And I don't know. I think it's a very enjoyable movie. Like, is it the best movie ever made? No, I'm not going to say it's the best movie ever made, but is it an enjoyable movie? Yes, it is very enjoyable.
There you go.
And the cast is amazing. Idris Elba's in it too. I don't know. I know. Hot take. So I'll go right to my next hot take right after I wash all these tomatoes off of me right now that people probably threw during my speech there. The other one, I'm going to hop into the music realm now. So, all right, get ready for this one. I'm going to get ready for more barrage of tomatoes. But I think Nelly Furtado's Folklore album is superior to Taylor Swift's Folklore album. I know. But hear me out. I just think Nelly Furtado, I love her voice. It's an album I grew up loving, so maybe there's that bias there, I guess. Because it came out back in 2003 versus like the Taylor Swift album came out more recently. Granted, I have listened to both of them all the way through, and for me, Nelly Furtado is just more memorable. I'm not saying the Taylor Swift Folklore is bad by any means. It's still a solid album. It still has good music in it, but I just think that Nelly Furtado has. I think for me personally, I think she has a superior voice, and I think her songs stand out more. And I think she does it really.
She's like a bird, man.
He's only gonna fly away with those puns.
And I'm gonna turn off the light too.
Oh, nice.
2 and 1, yeah.
2 and 1. There we go. All right. So yeah, this is my hot take, and I know I just
Kyle. Hold on. You need to calm down. You're being too loud.
I mean, Robbie, I think is the only person I know that can go from Marvel puns
now we got
to Nelly Furtado puns.
No, but hey, listen, now we got bad blood.
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna have bad blood with all you guys at that point, right? Damn, Robbie, you're like on fire right now. Just keep firing them off.
I'm in a groove, man. I gotta go with it,
You're in like that. It's like that part in Guitar Hero where you just like hit that like bar, that glowy thing, and then you're just like in that awesome guitar solo. You know what I mean? Anyway,
see, here's the problem. This is gonna turn into like an hour-long episode just because I keep derailing it with all my fun.
Just keep doing it, Robbie. Don't worry about it.
So I do apologize in advance. And already I apologize tenfold.
Oh,
right,
man.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's good. And I think, yeah, that's about it for that. Oh, and here's the last one. This one's a doozy. Oh, you guys are going to really
Alright,
this one. You ready
let's
for
see.
this?
Ooh, I'm bracing myself.
Oh, yeah. Actually, even Robbie, I think, is going to hate me. Compared to all, I think out of the 3 hot takes I have tonight, he's going to probably hate me the most for
Well, I
this
didn't really
hot
care about the other 2, so it's a kind of a low bar.
take. So, alright. So this is now in the world of food. So I'm going from Marvel to Nelly Furtado and Taylor Swift to food. And that is, I think Hershey's chocolate is the worst chocolate. Yep, I knew it. Yep, so Robbie's gonna now leave the... Now, let me just backpedal that a little bit. Sorry. Not all Hershey's chocolate. Yeah, Robbie's, he's giving me some birds over there, so, yeah.
I'm like a bird, and I'm giving you the bird.
Yeah, Robbie's... There we go. Oh. Anyways,
What I should do is I should come back like with the Hershey, with like a Hershey bar, and if I like have a Hershey bar, just hold it and just held it right here for the rest of the episode.
It's like, eat it, Kyle, eat it. No,
Please know that the opinions of Kyle do not reflect the opinions of myself or anyone else on the planet Earth or here on a Couch Talking Sports.
Now, what I will say though, I'm going to backpedal a little bit on that one. I'm not going to say all Hershey chocolate is bad. I actually love the dark chocolate. I think the Hershey's dark is just incredible. I can eat that all day. In fact, I bought a whole bag of it the other day. You know, the little bars, like the good bars, and they have like the dark chocolate.
Oh, good bar is so good.
So good.
Yeah.
So I love those.
All right,
but,
you're making your way back in my good graces. Okay.
But I'm just talking about specifically the Hershey's milk chocolate in like bar form or in Hershey's Kisses form. For some reason, even when I was a kid, I never enjoyed them. I never liked them. I you know, there would be times where I feel like I just kind of force myself to eat them just to kind of fit in sometimes. And I realized after a while, I'm like, why am I eating these? I shouldn't even. I don't like them. I don't like Hershey's milk chocolate. I really think it's actually the worst chocolate ever. Yeah, I know. Keep throwing those tomatoes, guys. Come on, keep going. But yeah, I prefer the dark chocolate. If I had to choose, even on s'mores, yes, even on s'mores, I will choose the dark chocolate over the milk chocolate. That's the way it is. So
I can't hate that. I mean, no matter what type of chocolate you use on s'mores, it's not the end of the world. So
true.
I can't hate that particular point. But I will say this: you're not getting any kiss because of that take. That was kind of a T-Pain song reference.
Oh, took me a second.
Yeah. I know that one was a little bit more out there, but it kind of worked. Nice. Not really. Go ahead and throw your tomatoes at me for that one. I fully deserve that.
But yeah, so those are my 3 hot takes, and I definitely have some more. I'm sure we'll do some more episodes down the line.
Oh yeah, this is not going to be our first and only hot take episode. There are going to be several follow-ups to this, but
yes.
No, you know what? Honestly, Kyle, not bad. Not those were not bad. Those were not bad hot takes, except for the third one. The first 2, I mean, I could go either way on. I mean, I'm not really into or haven't really seen any of those movies that Kyle talked about. Honestly, when it comes to Nelly Furtado versus Taylor Swift, I'm not partial to one or the other, so I don't really have a strong opinion.
I just figured there'd be a lot of Tay-Tay fans out there that are really gonna hate me now. So
T Swift, you know.
Yeah.
But you could become best buddies with Kanye.
Kanye's good for me. So I'm like, yes, Kyle, I agree with that statement.
Wait, I don't think you want that.
No, I know, of course not. No,
that would be bad.
No, I definitely don't want that. Sorry, I wasn't endorsing that. I wasn't.
No, I know.
No.
I'm with you. All right, so now it's time for my hot takes, and I have 2 hot takes that I'm going to go out there on, and partially because I couldn't think of any other hot takes, but these are sort of the 2 that when Kyle first brought up the idea for this episode, these are sort of the 2 that really popped into mind, and they're both music based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, number 1 is... Actually, hold on. I'm trying to... Sorry. So actually three. Sorry, because I just thought of a third one.
Yeah, there we go.
All three are music. All three are music based.
Cool.
And two of them two of them we talked about before, and the third one, I just sort of thought, which is kind of along the same lines as my other two.
Cool.
So my first one is that I actually prefer the version of "In the Air Tonight" that Nonpoint sings, as opposed to the Phil Collins version. Again, you can throw the tomatoes, you can write the hey letters to me, but I like it. I just think it's more. It just gets me going more than the Phil Collins version does.
Nice.
Again, it's just pure preference. I totally get that. But yeah, I like the non-point version. For those of you who haven't heard the non-point version in the air night, I definitely would recommend it. It's a good listen.
It is actually a really good version. I know, that's the thing too. When it comes to songs and their remakes, I'm not really super strongly either way. There's certain times where I'm like, yeah, I prefer the Tom Cochrane version over the Life is a Highway. Life is a Highway. I prefer the original over the country version, but that's because I'm very biased about country music and everything. Yeah. But for the most part though, I'm not really strongly either way on the remakes. Sometimes remakes can be even better than the original, honestly. So
literally all three of my hot takes are saying that sort of remakes or remake versions are better than the original versions. So
Robbie.
I know. But so there's that one.
Okay.
The second one is, I think that this is going to sound weird for me to say, but I don't think that the Glee version of Forget You is better than the CeeLo version of Forget You.
Yeah, that's right.
I just like the way it sounds and sort of the singing cadence to it better than the CeeLo version. I also think that it just sounds better when a female sings it than when a guy sings that particular song.
Okay. No, I like that. That's actually pretty cool.
That was not meant at all to be sexist or anything. That just is I just think it sounded better coming from, I don't know, coming out of the female singer. I forget who it was from Glee that sang it, but I think it just sounded better and sounded more right coming out of the female singer than it did coming out of CeeLo.
Okay.
So,
hey, no,
and then the third one is oh jeez, I just had that. Sorry. I actually like the version. I gotta remind myself of who actually sings it. It's the song "I'm Still Standing," and I like the Taron Egerton version better than the Elton John version. I know, I do. I know. People are probably just about to light their computer screens or wherever they're watching this on fire listening to these, but that's just how I truly feel. I just think, again, I just prefer it. There's nothing more to it than it just, my preference is, that version over the original. So, cool. Again, my three hot takes are kind of along the same lines here. But yeah, I think that just in all three of those cases, I prefer the remake, so to speak, to the original version. So, and
that's okay. Hey, that's fine, dude. Everyone has their preferred version, whether it's the original or remake, or even remix. And sometimes the newer ones can be better. Just happens.
That's right. So yeah, those are my hot takes. So I think we came out with some good ones. And if you folks have any hot takes that you want to share, please feel free to comment down below. We'd love to hear, some hot takes that you all have. Because I'm sure there are a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're now going to sort of switch gears to the end portion of our episode like we usually do. And I'll start this time with the Robbie's favorite / fantasy football recap. I'll start with my favorites this week. Hey, listen, Wellesley High School having a great year on the football field. They just wrapped up the regular season this past weekend with a victory over Braintree, 28-7. They captured, by the way, Wellesley did the Bay State Carry Division Championship with a perfect 4-0 league mark, so big congratulations to them. First league title since 2016 for them. So now they move on to the playoffs, which begin this coming Friday night. They will be the 9 seed in Division 2, and they will be traveling to Mansfield, a school that Kyle knows very well if you've watched some of our past episodes, for their first round matchup this Friday night. So it's gonna be a good game. I think it's an 8-9 matchup, 8 versus 9 seed matchup. So it's gonna be one of those games where it could be pretty close. I must say. And Wellesley, like I said, they had a good year. They got good momentum. They've won 5 games in a row actually.
Nice.
With the win this past Saturday. So, I think it's going to be a great game, and we'll see if they are able to pull out the victory and move on to the next round. It's going to be very interesting. BC really don't want to talk about it because they lost this weekend to UConn. First time they've ever lost to UConn. Ever.
Wow.
Yeah, things are not looking good in Chestnut Hill right now. They're 2-6 on the year. They have a home game this coming Friday night against Duke. I will be there. I'm going to continue to go to these BC games and support the team. But this past Saturday, I thought the program had hit rock bottom the last few weeks. They've now gone down below rock bottom. They're under the rock at this point. That's how much of a struggle things have gotten. But on the more positive side, the Patriots won this past weekend. Yes, they went to New Jersey and beat the New York Jets in the Meadowlands to get back to 500, 4-4, and don't look now, but the Patriots have climbed all the way up to the 8th seed in the AFC. And if you know the current NFL playoff format, the top 7 teams obviously make it into the playoffs. So the Patriots right now knocking on the door of being back in a potential playoff seed situation. So again, remains to be seen how that all kind of shakes out. I mean, again, right about the halfway point of the NFL season. So in terms of fantasy football this past weekend, 2 of my teams won. Actually, got to just refamiliarize myself quickly on my records. So right now, in one league, I'm 5-3. In another league, I've actually got back to 500 with my win this week, so I'm 4-4, which I'm actually pretty happy about. And then in my third league, which I unfortunately lost in this week, I am 5-3 as well. So I'm either at or above 500 in all 3 of my leagues. So you know what? At this point in the season, not too bad. Not too bad.
Cool.
I will take that in a heartbeat. So yeah, that's my favorite / fantasy football recap. And now I will turn it over to Kyle for another edition, which I'm sure will be lovely as always, of the Sue's Reviews. So Kyle, my friend, take it away.
All right, so recently I had finished up the Netflix series Lock and Key. They had released the final season a little earlier this year. I think it was like kind of in the summer. And what do I think about it? So I'll do a little series kind of review a little bit, just kind of a quick, because the series, a lot of stuff goes on. But it's a series I definitely recommend you watch. Season 1 and 2 are actually really, really strong in the storytelling department because there's a lot of really interesting twists. It's about this family called the Locks who they move back to their old family mansion and they find these keys that possess magical powers. And each key can do different things. Like there's one key that can open this door in the house and you can turn into a ghost once you walk through that door. There's another key called the mind key that can literally read someone's mind. You can literally go into someone's mind. It's a very cool kind of fantasy show like that. And it's a little, there are times where it gets it gets a little bit kind of teen drama. They got the kind of the romantic stuff going on that you'd find kind of like on a CW show. It does get veer a little bit in that department. But for the most part, I would say the first 2 seasons especially are very, very strong. They tell really cool stories. They have kind of this like Stephen King-ass vibe. And I believe actually, I forget if it was the show or the graphic novels it was based on, but it was actually written by Stephen King's son, Joe Hill. So yeah, it does have kind of that. And that's the cool thing, because I feel like both series have had very strong kind of finales too, where, this major kind of twist happens and you don't really, and it really kind of sets up for a really cool kind of next season. Now, flash forward to season 3. Now, notice I said, the first 2 seasons are really strong. Season 3 was definitely the weakest season, though. I was very disappointed. I didn't really care too much for how they ended the series. The whole season, to me, felt very rushed. They introduced some cool elements in it. Like, they actually introduced a key that can do time travel. But honestly, a lot of the stuff they introduced from, between the first 2 seasons, and even some of the new stuff they introduced in season 3, they didn't really resolve very well. I feel like the story, the plots pretty much went nowhere. And then, by the time the 3rd season ends, it just, I don't know, you really don't feel satisfied. You don't get that cool kind of, that feeling after watching the first 2 seasons where you're like, oh, that was a great story. And, I love the twists and I love the villain characters and everything. And I don't know, season 3 just felt very lackluster. I don't know if it's because, the first 2 seasons had 10 episodes and the 3rd season only kind of got away with 8. I don't know, it just felt like they really rushed the series, and maybe they were just, maybe the cast and crew was just kind of done with that show at that point and they were trying to move on to other things. That's kind of what it felt like to me a little bit. And also I noticed they pushed a lot of they pushed a lot of the supporting characters to the side in season 3 too. Like, a lot of them just kind of like make a lot of the ones like, there's like an uncle character, and there's and I think even actually one of the main villains from season 1 and 2, like, they just kind of show up in like a couple episodes, and it just kind of, I don't know, it just seems like everyone kind of lost interest in that show. But there were like I said, though, there were a couple cool moments, and I like kind of they still kind of carried on some of that cool imagination where you get to use the mind key, and where you get to, you kind of get to all these other worlds, and kind of this, it opens up this whole new kind of fantasy aspect, like sorry, I'm stumbling on my words here. The show did retained its cool fantasy aspect, is what I meant to say. But in season 3, I feel like they just kind of dialed the epicness back a lot, and they were just kind of, I don't know, they were just more concerned about wrapping up the story right away instead of actually establishing really good payoffs. So, I don't know, that was my opinion. Maybe you guys thought differently of season 3, but I really wasn't a big fan. But season 1 and 2 I feel like are really good. So I still recommend checking the show out. I'm curious to see what you guys think of the show, if you end up watching it all the way through, or if you're like me and you only could get through season 1 and 2 and you pretty much ended up looking at your phone the whole time while watching season 3, which I kind of did, I'm sorry. But it really didn't retain my attention.
Oh, so you pulled a me anytime you're doing the Sue's reviews?
What? Wait, you look at your phone while I do... What? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I pull back the curtain?
What? I'm sure no one else has noticed either. Yeah, no. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. So, let me know what you guys think if you end up watching it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
You haven't seen the show, Robbie.
No, I was kind of trying to fuck my way back into it, but couldn't play it off that well. Anyway, but thank you, Kyle, for that riveting review as always, and hopefully you guys actually listen to the review, and because you should. No, you should take this guy seriously. He knows his stuff. So, listen. That's going to wrap up another edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. I want to thank everybody, first of all, who joined us, especially those of you who stayed through us just completely going off the rails at times with our puns and just us literally spending like 5 minutes just chatting about putting out our content in the middle of the episode.
Yes.
But listen, that's what makes this show fun. You know, we just
Mm-hmm.
we have a good time, and you know, we sort of go off the rails sometimes, but it's all good and fun when we go off the rails.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%. So, first of all, I want to thank Wes Woodson and Simon Organizing for, again, their support and sponsorship of not just this show, but of what is currently Marvel at the Movies and the Sports Bloods. Listen, for this show, you know, you're finding us right now here on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. We're all over the place, and we would love if you would like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment, tell your friends, all the above. We, as always, appreciate the support. So, that is going to do it for this edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. He's Kyle. I'm Robbie.
The punning man.
Yeah, well, I learned from the best. But yeah, he's Kyle. I'm Robbie. And we are going to sign off from the couch. And hope that you enjoyed this episode. And we will catch you next time. Bye, everybody. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I am Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing well. Happy November.
Yeah.
It's the first day of November.
Different month. How did this happen?
Yeah. By the way, happy Halloween to you. I know it was last night, but still, happy belated Halloween.
Happy Halloween, and to the audience as well.
Yes. Hope everybody had a great All Hallows Eve.
Or as I like to call it, David S. Pumpkins Day.
Okay.
Oh, you never saw SNL. Okay, never mind.
Not that particular one, apparently. But yeah, hopefully everybody had a great day, whether you were handing out candy or taking kids out trick-or-treating or whatever your Halloween Eve.
Or just stuffing your own face with candy.
Or that too. Whatever Halloween Eve brought you, hope it was a good one. And so, for tonight's episode, we are coming in hot, quite literally, in a sense, because, see, in life and in sports and just in topics in general, you're always going to have those hot takes. You're always going to have that take that really you just go with. And yeah, it just that searing hot take that, it may, you may not get much love from it, but regardless, you're going to go with it till you can't anymore. And so what we thought it would be fun to do tonight, well, first of all, actually, I'm sorry, I gotta start the episode over because I just completely lost my train of thought. First of all, and I also just didn't like how I sort of opened that up. So
no, that's okay.
We're gonna restart.
We can do another take, because,
sorry, that's my bad.
How could you? You know what? There, that's how I feel about that.
I got nothing to say about that.